come to Newcastle United.
I remember I walked up into St James's and my hands, everything, my whole body just lit up. I've got goosebumps all over my skin. It was the feeling in that stadium. Yeah, I just thought, wow, God. And that was it. There was no question. I just fell madly crazy in love with Newcastle.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
It's Friday night, it's 9 p.m. It's time for AEG Fridays with your hosts Carl and Ash.
Hello, everybody, to the first episode of AEG Fridays with me, Carl and Ash. First of all, bit of housekeeping. It's beer o'clock, so everybody raise your drinks and have a drink. Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know about you, mate. I got goosebumps off that intro.
I know, yeah. Bit sticky like, because first time I was like, shit, press the buttons.
That's the first show.
It's the first show. Basically, everybody, first show, we don't give a shit. It's one of them. We're here to have a laugh. We're both support Newcastle. We both love music. We don't take anything serious. If we fuck stuff up, we fuck stuff up. If you don't like certain things, go and watch Sunderland, because we don't give a shit. So I think we've got a couple of things, obviously, we're going to go through with the first show. And I think the first one that we'll go through, Ash, and I'll pass it over to you, is the memberships and the ticket fuck on that was going on.
Jesus, fuck it. The Twitter meltdown that's gone on these past couple of weeks because of the ticketing and everything. Going on to digital tickets, you've obviously got a lot of people who so used to paper tickets and that the idea of going digital give them conniptions. But it was the ballot thing. The ballot thing just pissed everybody off. And well, mate, you struggled to get a ticket for the Villa game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Please regale us with your story.
So can I start off with a freaking membership shite first?
Go for it, mate. Tell us your entire battle.
So I'm a member. I had me account, logs on at 10 o'clock like a stupid eager beaver. Tries to do everything, adds mine in, no bother. Goes to add my daughter's in, who's 15. Oh, you can't do this because you're not under 8, you're 41. I was like, thanks for that, Newcastle United. Thanks for telling me age. So I literally was scrambling around figuring out how to add my daughter to it. And I found it out by accident. I literally found it out by accident. So I was like, I was messing about with something. I was like, oh, is that it? And then it worked. So luckily we got it. And it was easy enough to pair it once it was going in. But yeah, the Villa stuff obviously went in the ballot because I'm up Newcastle this weekend. So I thought I'd be clever and try and go in the 1892 sports bar for like 60 odd quid a ticket.
Yes, because everyone else is going to go for the cheap one.
That's what I thought, but didn't work. I seen when people were logging on that they had this little so saying something was in your basket. Ooh, it's in my basket. And something was in the basket, and I was like, right, well, what's happening? I didn't have that, so I was proper fuming. Like I was fuming. So I went back in. I spoke to PK, obviously one of our friends from shout out to the Evermore crew, who's on there, and he said, "Oh, who's the trust vice chair?" He was like, "Go on on Tuesday morning." So I went on. I missed the start time, but when I went on, there was like 137 tickets available for youth people, and there's still tickets now tonight, the day before the game for I think it's 14 to 17-year-olds, like not specific areas for family, but like all around the level 7, Milburn, a little bit of the Leazer's corner.
So you take your kid and sit in Milburn stand, and then your kid's off in the Leazers somewhere.
Yeah, obviously you can link them together, but it was just a faff on. But one of the things that I'm not asked about ballots and stuff like that. It is what it is. But I do think obviously everybody was having a meltdown on Twitter in regards to the away stuff, and like you said, digital tickets. Now for me, I've not got a problem with like people getting the tickets and whatever and loyalty points and keeping it the same as what it always had. What I've got a problem with is when people buy tickets, more than one, because they've got all those loyalty points, and then give them to Joe Blogs.
Yeah,
because then
which is what the system's designed to stop. Isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly. So I think people that are kicking off and moaning are maybe the ones that are like thinking, shit, I can't get me henchos to the game, and they've not got a season ticket, which it's just what it is, isn't it, at the end of the day? So
I tell you what pissed me off, like leading up to the Cellar Cup at the weekend, there was obviously quite a few tickets left for sale on that, and this was in the middle of all this shit about ballots and that. And then you had fans saying, well, you can all twist on about not getting tickets, but the Cellar Cup's this weekend, and you can all get tickets for that, but you haven't, have you? Like as if like a friendly is somehow comparable to a Premier League match.
The thing is, though,
fucking wound me up that.
Well, exactly, me too, because I thought, hold on a second, there's 2 cup games, there's 2 Cellar Cup games on a Saturday and Sunday, so they're going to be splitting the teams. If it was one against a meaningful European opposition, then you might fill it out, but the fact that it was spread over 2, and also as well, these people that were saying it online, saying, the people that aren't season ticket, how do they know that season ticket holders went to that game? How do we know that there was 30,000 full season ticket holders? There would have been people taking their bends for the first ever time. Who knows that the proportion of new fans going would have been, the club will have that data. And I think that's why they've done the unlimited memberships, because what they're doing is they're trying to collect data to see what the demand will be like if and when the can build, do the stadium.
Yeah, and then there was the wankers saying, well, if you can't afford a 75 quid ticket, you shouldn't be spending money on a 44 quid. Like as if people haven't budgeted for the fucking ticket. Like I can afford 50 quid for this ticket. If I can't get that, then I can't go.
But Ash,
but everyone's telling you how to spend your fucking money.
Exactly, that's the thing, mate. At the end of the day, it's got nothing to do with anybody else. Mind your own fucking business and let people do what they want to do.
Fucking Twitter, man, it's a fucking minefield. It's not even Twitter anymore, is it?
So it's exactly, it's X. So I think let's go straight into obviously the match preview and what we think about the season outlook. So
starting.
I know it's fucking mad, isn't it? It's obviously like second half's kicked off now, I think. Obviously still 2-0 to Man City. Haaland's left.
The Nordic cyborg.
Yeah, he's back. Like fucking
being on charge for the summer, and he's fucking raring to go.
But obviously we've had a little look at potentially what we think the game, the Newcastle side potentially will be. I think you mentioned something about Tonoli, didn't you, in terms of maybe him dropping out or starting on the bench like Bruno did when he first joined.
Yeah, my feeling was that it would be slowly introduced, but at the same time, he did come in quite early in the window, so Howe's had a good length of time to have a look at him, so maybe you will go with him. But how do you pick that midfield, man? We've got 10 people who could fill those 3 spots. It's mental.
It is, but obviously, we know that Willock's injured, so that he won't be there. So really, if we're looking at the 3, depending on how you look at it, do you look at it, as you've said there, is the middle 3 will be Tonoli, Bruno, and Joe Linton, with potentially the likes of Sean Longstaff in there. Would Willock be in that caption as well. So you've effectively you've got Anderson, so you've got 6, and you've got Lewis Miley as well, who's obviously on the fringes and on the bench, and obviously won't, he'll probably play some cup games. And then obviously you've got the wing where you've got Murphy, Almiron, Gordon, Harvey Barnes, Isaac, and Wilson. I think again, as well, mate. I think it's a toss-up between Barnes and Gordon. I know Gordon's been on fire, and rightly got under 21 player of the tournament, and he's looked really sharp, and because he's effectively not had a summer off, has he?
No, he's grafted all the way through. Because he said, didn't he, when at the end of the season, he said, when I came in, I didn't realise how fit I had to be, and I was miles off what Eddie Howe wanted. So he's put the graft in this summer to catch up. Water.
So just do a couple of hellos quickly. So we've got Mr. Scott saying subscribe and all that jazz, and he's got his water, little weirdos. And then you've got Mr. Shearer as well, saying he's got his water, but that's because playing poker tomorrow night. So
is that what it is?
He reckons just water tonight, so you can keep the drink for the Toon match tomorrow and taking money off me, apparently. But he probably will do, to be fair, because I'll probably be bladdered after the match. So I'm not going to whatever. But as Shearer says then, and what I will say is the guy who's in the comments, David Shearer, his dad's actually called Alan Shearer. So we call him Big Al. So it was very, very brilliant. But in terms of that, he said it gives us more options. It definitely does. One of the guys on Twitter was saying about everybody's worrying about Newcastle this season, in terms of where we'll finish and stuff like that. But he put two teams next to it. You know what I mean? Like one in here and one there. And they were both fairly good teams and whatnot. Again, Shearer's in there. I feel like we now have teams to compete in the Champions League, the Premier League, with other covering for cup games, like we've just said. Then some of the young kids like that are coming through. I mean, I was really, I don't know about you, mate, but were you one of the sad bastards that stayed up until after o'clock in the morning watching the American soccer game?
Watched every game of the summer series.
The only thing that I didn't watch, mate, was the Chelsea one, and I just got up at 7 o'clock in the morning and watched it then.
The joys of being self-employed.
But I think, like, going back to the team as well, mate. I think if we look at that, there, would you say that's our strongest?
Yeah, like you said, it is a coin toss between Gordon and Barnes. I'm right about Newcastle, and I've said it a few times this week. I'd go with Barnes purely for the fact that he scored 2 on Sunday, and Gordon missed a lot of chances on Saturday. But it is a coin toss. And other than that, I think that's the strongest side we can put out, yeah.
And you text me, didn't you? And you said, he's having a storm out. And the next text was, oh, yeah, I've got the mockers on him. He needs to get some new boots. So it's one of them, isn't it?
I'll put him off, man.
It is what it is. So what do you think then? So that's obviously what we think about that. So any score predictions, guys, in the comments? Any score predictions for tomorrow? Put them in the comments.
We'll have a look at the Villa side, and then we'll make our predictions. I
think Big Al must be in the comments on Facebook. He's just said cheers for the name check.
Awesome.
So let's say the Villa side first, and then obviously we'll come back to the predictions and then what we think about the season. So I
think we got quite lucky, didn't we? Bandia's out long term. He scored 2 against us in the summer series.
Yeah, he did. He looked really lively, mate.
He looked brilliant. Watkins is still a threat, and Diaby's immense. So they've still got a lot of.
There's rumours. I don't know how true this is because he's in my he's in my fantasy dream team. But there's rumours, mate, of Diaby's supposed to be. He's picked up a knock or something. I don't know if that's just someone spreading rumours and chatting shit. But yeah. So, what are you thinking?
Nothing like what Lee's gone for.
What a dick. Get in. 14-0 to who, Lee?
But he put it on the home side, didn't he? That was.
we'll
I reached out to him, mate, Crippy, right? I do a podcast with him on a Tuesday, and he's a Villa fan. So he said, I'm excited for the start of the season, but not looking forward to our opener. Newcastle don't lose at home, which I think is a big, big thing for us. Seldom concede, so it's a tough ask to get a result at St James's Park. We do play great football under Emery and have improved our attack with Diaby, however, so Newcastle shouldn't be thrilled at having to play against us. Whatever. Emery's the better manager of the two. Fuck off, Crippy. And I'm hoping he can outthink how.
Yeah.
Nah, it's 3-2 to Newcastle for me. Don't care what Crippy says.
I think both teams will do well this season. I think Villa, people were saying they're going to put Villa above us because they've bought well, whatever. And obviously Emery come in and I think after when he came in, I think they've been in the top 3 within the form guide or whatever. But one, we're at home. We don't lose many at home since Howe's come in. And I think we've got better. And I am confident with the signings that we brought in. So saying that, I think it could be quite an open game. And I think it could be a high-scoring game. So, what score did you say?
I said 3-2, based purely on the summer series 3-all.
Yeah. I think it's. I think I did put in my other predictor that I did with someone else that it was going to be 2-2. But I think just because we're at home, I think I'd lean more
We'll nick it.
Us winning maybe going to a 2-goal lead, and then they'll pull one back. We'll pull one back. We'll pull and 3-2.
Diaby's going to do something. It's written in the stars, isn't it? We chased him free. Yeah, he's going to do
class, mate. Diaby's class.
Quality. An arse-twitching 2-1 from Lee Foster.
He is class, but we've got this guy.
Exactly.
And I think
he is the man.
He is the man. He was, when he came back, he had that really good spell. And again, if he does start, we've got people that can come off the bench, like Callum Wilson, who's a proper poacher. Callum Wilson could even start. He could even put Isaac on the left. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We've got so many options, which is really, 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 really well.
Imagine that your concert and Mings, and it's like 70 minutes, and you're starting to flag, and then Wilson comes on and just tears you a new ass.
And then maybe Harvey Barnes comes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatever. So I think that's really, really, really interesting, really, in terms of how it would go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So what do you think about us, as in where do you think we'll finish?
Do you know what? I've been quite pessimistic every time I've mentioned where we'll finish. I think like top 8 will do. And I won't cry if we finish 8.
Fucking I will.
Purely because we've got the Champions League. If we get out of the group of the Champions League, we go on a good cup run, get to another final, maybe lift a trophy. I don't know. I can handle finishing 8th. If we get knocked out of all the cups early, then I want us back in the top 4. Like, no compromise.
Well, I think let's look at what's happening at the minute, right? Liverpool thought they'd signed Mos Caicedo for 100.
It's just come up now that Chelsea are about to nick it now for 115 million.
They're going to get him. So, and is it that Latvia from Southampton? Chelsea are wanting him as well. I just think that's nuts. So Chelsea have strengthened. Tottenham, bless them, they're going to lose Kane. Well, they have lost Kane.
Could you imagine being James Maddison at this time?
Yeah.
No, I want to go to Tottenham and supply Kane with all of his goals.
To be honest with you, I think Tottenham now, I don't really rate this manager that's come in. He might do a brilliant job, but he's done it in Scotland. Like, before he came to Celtic, like, had you heard of him?
No. I didn't even know he was Australian until he went.
I thought he was Greek.
Yeah.
So I think Spurs could struggle, especially. Can you imagine walking in and seeing Richarlison as your number 9? You know what I mean? So I think for me, obviously, Liverpool, Caicedo or not, will have strengthened. They've got a better midfield than what probably they had last year, and their strike force is as good as any in the Premier League as a front three. Arsenal have strengthened really well. Man United have strengthened to a degree, but I fucking hate Man United. So I think we need to.
I would love to see them fail.
So I think personally, from me, you said top 8. I think top 6 because I think we'll replace. I don't think Spurs will be in there, and I think Villa will potentially replace them. And it's whether or not we're better than Man United and Chelsea, and depending on what happens with Liverpool in terms of how fast or how slow they start, because our start's like unbelievably difficult.
Oh, it's by far the hardest in the league. Yeah, it was there was stats came out on it yesterday. It's like miles between anyone after us. Like the hardest start in the league.
Well, it could be worse, which brings us nicely into our next segue of what we call Twat of the Week, or shall we call them Twats of the Week? And it's our little friends from down the road, the little unwashed, scruffy bastards. So massive club, aren't they? Not. So apparently they were saying, "Oh, I thought you were a big club. You're only getting 30,000 in your your like cup game in your pre-season or whatever." But at the end of the day, what was that? That's your second like game of the season at home. Fair enough, it's a cup game, but
they're cheaper.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was the 10,000 there or something? It didn't even look like that many on that video.
No, there was never 10,000 there. Never. No. Never in a million
years. We've got more people watching this than they had in that.
Probably, mate. So Lee's put in the comments there, he's going for a twitchy 2-1 with Captain Ship Pants here having 2 corners. Well, I'll see you on Saturday, Lee, hopefully in Bar Locos for a couple of shandies before, and we're going to have a chat about the game. But yeah, so that was that. I mean, in terms of the next thing, is it still 2-0? Yes, it's still 2-0. So yeah, and I think we will go on to the last part of the show. So that's pretty much the football stuff done. Oh yeah, I forgot. Someone else wanted to say something to the Macklams as well.
Here's Vicky.
Yeah.
Do you think she's the chick that did our little voiceover in the intro? She sounded sexy as fuck.
Didn't she? Aye. I wonder who that was. But one thing that was quite funny, mate, I don't know about you, one thing that was quite funny at the beginning of the season was all the hoo-ha around Sandro Tonali. And if anybody likes his T-shirt, you can buy it from the Magpie store. He's on Twitter. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, can't really tell much difference, can you? Apart from obviously you've got Sandro in the middle. But yeah, and it was people saying how the guy never smiled and all the rest of it. And I think this is just his bird coming into the new training complex.
She's in 11 out of 10, never mind.
So yeah, so obviously he's punching, but at the end of the day, like they must have been ready to serve some Italian spaghetti meatballs, something like that. That's why she was like, "What?"
My favourite.
Yeah. So, the final part of the show, we would like to keep this sort of short and sweet, guys. In terms of the way we want to do this, better say we like have a laugh, talk about Newcastle. If you want to jump in the comments, anything you want to say, do so. But in terms of how we next do this, we wanted to do something a little bit different to what everybody else is doing out there in terms of podcasting. And we wanted to do, obviously, football, which is our first passion in Newcastle, and also as well, music, which is one of my passions. And we've got an artist, and I know it's Ash's as well. We've got an artist of the week, if you like. And basically, it's a local lad from the northeast of England, from Cramlington, actually. I'll stick a little soundbite of his song that we're going to cover, which is a song called Pink Headaches. I fucking love it.
So beautiful.
It's so chilling and calming, and then I'll so he has the little snippet, guys.
Cheek to cheek or nothing, whether nothing really changes, nothing gets better.
what do you think of that then?
If that's not on the film soundtrack soon, then everyone's failing at life.
I know, yeah, I know. So basically, it's part-time chef as he was, full-time singer-songwriter now. Ernie, as he's known as,
Drove
serves
the fastest milk cart in the West.
yeah. Serves up his own brand of heartfelt indie rock, stirring with hazy nostalgic feeling and layers of brooding vocals, fuzzy guitars, and warby synths, while touching on themes of adolescence, family relationships, and trappings of being the odd one out in a small northern town. And anybody that's watching from Cramlington is one of your own. He's one of your own. Ernie is one of your own. His real name, Ernie, is Joe Ernest Allen, and he spent the last couple of years in the studio working on all his material and all the rest of it. In the last recent months, he's been honing them in some live shows, supporting Wonder Horse, who Sam Fender raves about in London, as well as also supporting our very own Sam Fender at his iconic St. James's Park gigs on the 10th of June. I went to the 9th. Well, I had tickets for both days, and I ended up giving one to the 10th to one of my good pals.
You generous bastard, yeah.
I know. And fucking, she texted us, me and our Liv was in the hotel room because I booked 2 days in Newcastle. She texted us saying Brian Johnson's on stage now with Sam Fender. I nearly launched my phone through the window. I was like,
I'd have been gutted.
So Joanne, you're a bitch, but I love you. So yeah, going back to Ernie, what you think?
Oh, it's absolutely love it, man. It's such a mellow tune as well. But Lee's putting in his request for Linda's fan next week. I mean, how Lee?
Yeah, Lee said Linda's fan. I've got my other mate who said MC stomping. I'm surprised
I'd rather have Linda's fan.
Nanny McKenna and all this, like Patrick Topping. But on a more serious note, I think what we want to try and do, guys, absolutely. Anybody got what we're trying to do from a music request is get people that are up and coming that no one knows about. So if there's an artist out there that he's a local person to where you're from, or you've jumped on something like that. I know
it's you yourself.
Pardon?
If it's you yourself, if you're in here and you've got your little side gig.
Exactly. Let us know. Obviously, follow us on Twitter, AEG Geordie, on Facebook as well. Just send us a message and say, check out this person. We'll check out this person. We'll look to bring them on. But we will obviously bring some classics in, and maybe we'll dig out some old tunes there, Ash, in terms of what we do. I don't know if very many people's been following us as well, but what we try to do when we can remember whose fucking day it is we like to put a song of the day on every day, and I think there's been some quite classics in there. So carry on that for your benefit, but let us know what you think.
For your education.
Yeah, of course it is. Let us know what you think of the show, guys. Obviously, anything that you'd like us to change, any recommendations. We've been guests before. I know you do your own show, don't you, mate?
I do. Tuesdays at 8 o'clock.
If you want to give it a little plug. We've obviously both been on Evermore, which, to be fair, got a lot of confidence, and I can't give a little plug to them, actually. Fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. We'd be nothing without them.
Exactly. So Evermore, big up to them, guys. Chris and Mark for obviously supporting us and obviously helping us along the way. And then obviously we meet, like I say, some of the nutters in the chat, like Lee and PK and Sima, who was a famous person on the documentary that you didn't bother telling everybody about.
I nearly rolled out of my bed last night when she turned up in the middle of the house. I was watching on my tablet in bed. Nobody told me she was coming.
I couldn't sleep last night, and I was like, right, I'll stick this documentary on. And then I didn't realize it was 1:40, and I was texting Simon. I was like, "Oh, you didn't say you were on this." And she responded back this morning. I was like, "Oh, mate, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to text you at 1:40." She went, "Oh, it's all right, don't worry about blah 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 blah." So yeah, so if this is something you like, guys, obviously, please like and subscribe and all that shite. But it's our first show. We're a little baby. We've got 10 or so subscriber. So we thank you for that. Hopefully it'll keep on growing. We've enjoyed the banter with everybody tonight, but we want to keep this short and sweet. I don't know if you've got anything you want to say, mate.
No, just look in the description below. You'll have a link there for Pink Headaches by Ernie.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got our sponsor that we'll hear more about on the outro. But yeah, just thanks for watching for the first show. I think we're all right, mate. All right.
Yeah, we've been planning all kinds of things, and we've just tried to let it flow naturally. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And as I say, thanks for watching. Like and comment, whatever you want to do. Subscribe to the show. That'll be much appreciated. And we'll hopefully see you next week. But we'll leave you with this short outro. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching AEG Fridays. We will be back. In the meantime, please check out matic723.co.uk for all your football print needs. Check out using coupon code WAYN10 for 10% off your order.